Dialogue with the Master Tree, by Monique Mathieu. Website, ducilalotera.org. Channeling from beneath the tree into buff, Lot et Garonne. I am in contact with this marvelous oak. It is telling me, I greet you, humans of the earth, and I would also like to thank you for coming to greet me, for coming into my aura, and also for the love that you bring me. For the vegetable kingdom, the love of humans is very important. The little people have told you that, and I also am telling you this. I do not have thoughts like humans, but like all the elements of the vegetable kingdom, I feel everything at the vibratory level. For example, I feel the immense suffering of the vegetable kingdom that is burning everywhere in the world. The vegetable kingdom is capable of loving. Of course, it does not have sentiments, but it has a way of loving that is perhaps more profound than yours. It does not have emotions, therefore it is totally balanced at the level of the love vibration that emanates from it. Unfortunately, there will still be dramas for the vegetable kingdom and even for the animal and human kingdoms. This world is in great transformation and in great evolution. I who am speaking to you also evolve in my sphere. Of course, my evolution is different from yours, but I grow, not only in matter but in the collective consciousness. I grow in the vibration that is mine. I would like to tell you that I will bring you more and more appeasement. When you come together in this place to share with me this immense love, I can give you much serenity, and especially I can give you the force that is mine so that you can continue as best you can on your human path. When humans will have understood to what point it is important that all the kingdoms live in harmony, that all the kingdoms respect and love each other, this world will no longer be at all like it is now. In some peoples, human beings were, and still are for some, in perfect harmony with the different kingdoms. Everything has importance. I have importance. My roots are very deep. A magnificent color emanates from me, a very luminous green that you cannot perceive but whose vibration you can feel. Force emanates from me and wisdom emanates from me. What emanates from me will also emanate from me thanks to the knowledge that you will have developed within. I cannot think, and my consciousness of action is different from yours. This consciousness of action is collective and also individual. My consciousness of action is limited to what I can bring at the level of communication with all the beings of my kingdom and even with other kingdoms. We all help each other, we care for each other, but right now the vegetable kingdom is in great suffering. This of course comes from the pollution generated by men and also the suffering of humans that we feel. We are connected by vibration with all kingdoms just as you are. The chain of life cannot be broken. You ignore what we really are. You cannot acquire equilibrium until the moment that you will be aware of all that we can bring each other mutually. This is the equilibrium of the chain of life. I am happy when you come near me. I am happy when the beings of the animal world come close to me because there is an exchange. When the cows graze in this pasture, I feel their vibrations. Often, besides, what I feel, and this is going to astonish you, is the mix of vibrations of fear and of love. Animals have the ability of manifesting their love that is even greater than ours because they are a little bit closer to men than we are. However, we live and we grow, we evolve, and like you men we die. We are a part of the same life cycle as yours, but at a much slower rhythm. If we could accelerate our life process, you would be very astonished to see our matter alive, therefore to see our wood alive. Everything moves and all is vibration in us, just like in you. However, you only see us as an immobile form, practically static. Our life is not eternal, but we can live for hundreds of years. We also are suffering. We are suffering because of men, we are suffering due to cataclysms, but we do not suffer like men since we do not have emotions. We suffer in vibration. So, let all kingdoms unite. The mineral kingdom, the vegetable kingdom to which I belong, the little people who have communicated with you, the animal kingdom, and men are a part of planet Earth. You are a part of what we are, just as we are a part, in a certain way, of what you are. Nothing separates life. Life is one. You must understand this. When you harm a kingdom, you do it to yourselves. You have not understood it, but you will understand it at your expense. I have nothing more to say, but if you would like, you can ask me some questions. How many centuries old is this tree? It is telling me. I do not count in centuries. I count rather in cycles of life. For the vegetable kingdom, centuries signify nothing. Your time and ours are absolutely not the same. Some trees are thousands of years old. As for me, I am at least 300 years old. Can a tree play with its branches, making them move, or is it static? You would be very astonished if you could change your vibratory frequency to see how much I move. Everything in me moves, my branches move, my leaves also, you see it. However, all that seems immobile to you constantly moves because, just like you, before being matter we are energy. We love it very much when the wind caresses us. We do not like it when the wind is too powerful because it hurts us, but we love its caresses and in a certain way we play with it. Does moss bother trees? Moss prevents us from breathing. It comes from a lack of harmony in current life. Moss has always existed more or less, but the ancients removed it from us because they knew it bothers us. Imagine that something was growing on your skin. It would bother you and would prevent it from breathing. When there is too much moss or ivy on our trunks, it suffocates us and we die. Is it important to hug a tree? It would be good to hold your heart close to a tree that you love. If you advance close to it or if you placed your back against it, you would feel a different vibration. You receive and offer different things if your heart is up against it because the effects are also different. Often humans prefer to put their back up against a tree, but in this way they show it the closed side of themselves. Behind, there is no face, it is their closed side. It is therefore more promising for them and for us if they present the open side of themselves, that of speech, of vision, of the heart and of the hands. A while ago, I was having a bad back and I went and placed myself against some trees. I really had the sensation that they gave me energy to stand up straight. You can do both. When you encounter a human being, you do not turn your back on him, you look him in the face. With a tree, it is the same. If you go towards it and you turn your back to it, you will not receive the same thing. On the contrary, if you wish some help, you can put your back against the tree and ask it for help. You would be funny, you humans, if you spoke to each other back to back. It is an image that you must understand. You have a front and a back side and you function with the front of yourself and not with your back. All the trees, like me, prefer the front to the back. I help and radiate onto all the trees that surround me. I have much importance to them, and the day that I will leave the earth in my form, there will be a big empty spot for them. The cosmic telluric vibration will always exist, but what emanates from me and that goes very far will not be perceived in the same way. I am life, I am force, and in my way I am also love. People who lie far away cannot come here. If they connect themselves at a distance to this tree, will they receive the same energy of serenity and calm? You, human beings, have not yet understood all of the capabilities that are yours at the level of the projection of thoughts. Thought has great importance for you. You can project a part of yourself, therefore a part of your consciousness, towards a place. You do it all the time without being aware of it. When you project your thoughts on places where you have experienced some beautiful things, your thoughts take you there and therefore you automatically make a little projection of consciousness. This projection of consciousness is carried by your thoughts. So, obviously, if you think about coming towards me, a part of you truly comes towards me. However, you are not aware of it, but once again you have immense capabilities that you do not use. You say that I am rooted to the spot, that I do not move, that you are even more rooted to the spot than me even if you move. I use all of my capabilities whereas you only use an infinitely small part of yours. You are not immobile, you move. I am immobile and I use all that I am. That is the difference between you and me. Can the tree explain the help it gives to all those surrounding it, since it says it can communicate with trees that are very far away? Could we understand a little better this help? It is telling me human beings do not function at all the way we do. They do, however, have the same capability of telepathy that they do not use. That is to say that they could communicate telepathically with their brothers on the other side of the world. Our capability for telepathy is different from yours because we have no sentiments, no emotions, nor any notion of power or any particular faculties. This is a part of us and we have developed it. It is therefore very easy for us to emit a vibration or a sound that can be perceived at the other side of the world. It is also because of this that we suffer when many trees are burned. We feel their suffering and that of all the vegetation that dies. Nothing prevents us from communicating with the other side of the world. It is simply what we are that allows us to do it. Of course, the master trees have a greater possibility. In relation to the vegetable kingdom, consider us as wise men, like beings that, over time, have integrated many things, but integrated in vibration and in a totally different consciousness, a collective consciousness, therefore totally different from that of human beings. In nature, I am in a way a kind of great sage who helps all the trees that are nearby. I also protect them. This is not limited to the place where I am, this can go much farther. I communicate and the other trees communicate very often with the master trees no matter where they are, because we join forces together more and more to send some vibrations, some energies of peace and of love upon all our brother trees who are dying in fires or in all the catastrophes that the earth is experiencing right now. We have much respect for man when he destroys us. We also offer much to humans. When they cut down a tree, of course this is sad, but when that tree is converted into a magnificent piece of furniture, the tree continues to live. Of course when you burn wood to warm yourselves, this is not the same thing, but we understand your human limitations. If we were like you, maybe we would revolt much more. We have some formidable capabilities that I will not talk to you about, but we could act much more than you think. Long ago, woodcutters had much respect. When they cut down a tree, they prayed and asked it forgiveness because they knew that they needed it either to build their house or for heat. I am opening a parenthesis. Men need heat in the vegetable kingdom can understand this. But why not choose trees that have finished their cycle of life? Why choose trees that are full of power, in full form, in full youth? In the forests there are an enormous number of trees that are dead or that fall during storms. We are happy to be able to serve humans, but why always cut down and destroy the forests? You are thoughtless and you are ignorant. You know about us as far as what we can bring you at the level of purification of the air, of the oxygen that emanates from us, of the carbon gas that we absorb, but you have not yet understood that we are also healers, and that trees, like plants, have the capability of healing certain problems by their vibrations. Trees and plants could serve man. Not only do you ignore it or wish to ignore it, but you often only think of yourselves. Reflect on all of this. They are telling me more. I would like to make you understand that our way of functioning is not at all the same as that of human beings. Each kingdom has its own way of functioning, but all of the kingdoms need each other. The mineral world has great importance for us, just as for you. The mineral world can also heal you by the vibratory frequency that emanates from it. All of the kingdoms are useful for each other. Only humans ignore this. In the new life cycle that you are beginning, even if you are not aware of it, there will be perfect harmony between the various kingdoms, and there will be harmony. Harmony was broken when man no longer respected his environment and no longer understood that all that surrounds him is alive. This harmony will return because man will have awakened.
you can